name is Tamara Chambers, and this is Tamara Just Saw. And I obviously went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home. I also saw Midsummer, and we'll be talking about that on my personal channel if anyone is interested, because yikes. I went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home today and got so much delight out of it. It was filled with joy. It has amazing action. The acting is incredible. The characters are really built up well. The comedy is fun and nice, and it was just adorable. All right, see you next week. Bye! Okay, getting into Spider-Man. I've liked every single iteration, is that the word I'm looking for? I've loved every single version of Spider-Man that we have seen since the Tobey Maguire ones. I don't know if there were Spider-Man movies before that, Spider-Man, but I freaking loved that first and especially that second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I guess it's not Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, it's Peter Ramsey? That's not right. I loved those. I even liked 3. I didn't love it. I know Malcolm really loves 3. I really enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man, even the second one. I know the first one I really loved, but even the second one? The first one with Tom Holland felt better though than The Amazing Spider-Man, and I would say just as joyful as the Tobey Maguire ones. And then Into the Spider-Verse just wins everything, and it's the best one. I just rewatched it for the 3rd time on Netflix. It's out, so go watch it. Why are you watching? Go watch that, it's amazing. I was looking forward to this in that I wanted it to be something that was just Spider-Man, that wasn't like this giant epic thing. It wasn't Captain Marvel that they'd been, you know, putting up on this pedestal for so long and like really pumping up, and then, you know, the fan reaction and just the reaction in general was not good. Oh my god. Okay, oh my god. Here it comes again. Oh my god. Someone help. And then bigger ones like Endgame. I wanted this just to be like a Spider-Man movie, and in a sense it was, and in a sense it wasn't. I am not going to spoil anything in this, though I do say that often, and sometimes I spoil things because I'm the worst. I guess I just don't really know what constitutes as a spoiler. So you know what? Tread lightly, extremely light spoilers ahead. This is Tamara from the end of the review. After I've said all the words I'm going to say at you, I spoiled a few things lightly, so yeah, tread lightly. Nothing crazy, but I hint at things that are spoilery. Continue. This one addressed what happened to the people who were snapped away by Thanos in the first Infinity Wars. I almost said in the first Endgame. In the beginning game. They called that time the blip, and the people were blipped away, and blippity blip, 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 blip. They addressed what happened to them. They addressed the aftermath of Tony Stark dying. That is a massive spoiler, but we're past the point where you're not supposed to spoil Endgame, so sorry, but baby, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Okay, back to the review. It addressed the world after Iron Man. Who's gonna be the next Iron Man? The big question of this film. We also got a lot more of Peter Parker as Peter Parker and less of him as Spider-Man. We honestly got a lot more of the Night Monkey than we did with Spider-Man. It's a weird sentence I just said. No, Tamara, no. I like that. I like the character Peter Parker, and I like the character MJ. I love them, and I wanted to see that because we really didn't get the MJ-Peter relationship in the first one. He was going after another lady. This one really starts to tackle that. You see it in the trailer, so not a spoiler. So it's nice to see them at whatever point having some nice interactions, and I think they just have such great chemistry, and not even romantic, just in general. The cast has really good chemistry. They're all such good actors, and it's so much fun to watch the character that you love, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and then it's just like so effortlessly feels right. I know a lot of people are sick and tired of young Spider-Man. I know Rob Walker said this a bunch. He doesn't want to see Spider-Boy anymore. He wants to see Spider-Man, which I totally understand. This is definitely still Spider-Boy, but It feels so right. What do you think about it, bud? Spider cat does whatever. Okay, see you later, bud. There's some really great comedy in this. Excuse me, sir, I can help. I'm really strong and sticky. And in that comedy, you see the strugglings of a teenage boy, and it's so funny, and it's so awkward, and it's like, ugh, hard to watch at points. And it reminded me of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans in that. He was way less cool. He wasn't Andrew Garfield. He was less cool. I think the stakes of his relationships in his life, his friendships, are just as high stakes as him saving the world. And I love that dynamic because that's what I truly care about. The world saving stuff, obviously, and the fights and the choreo and the action and the effects, all super integral to this movie and were wonderful to watch, and I love that about them. But it was so cool to watch this superhero movie that was so in-depth with its character work, and it was funny, and you knew him, and you vibed with him, and it was wonderful and tense and developing and moving along and more words like that. Wow. There's some fun new phrases like Peter Tingle, and they make fun of the Netherlands in the most adorable way. And there's a fun twist that I think a lot of people are going to be able to call, but also is just, it's super well done and interesting, and it's something fresh and new for these films, at least, Spider-Man films specifically, and I really loved it. There's this moment at the end where he really comes into his own and figures out, you know, just who he is, and kind of resettles himself out of all the stress, and Happy sees him doing it, and he's just like in awe that he's kind of filling this role, that he's not Iron Man, but he's filling a role that needs to be filled in this wake of no superheroes and barely any Avengers left. And Peter looks up at him and is like, what? And he's like, nothing, never mind. And it's just really good. And then also at the end, just relationship-y wise, I just was so happy and just cheesing, like the biggest cheesy smile. I loved this movie. I would say that I liked this one more than the first one. It felt more true to the characters. How would I rank these? Spider-Verse, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2, this one, Far From Home, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1, the first one with Tom Holland, and then Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. That's my official ranking. You heard it here first, folks. The mid-credit scene was awesome and just left me immediately wanting to see the next film that they come out with, and I'm really looking forward to it already. I absolutely loved this. It was great. It was super fun. I totally recommend it. I give this 10 out of 10 hair flips. Nine out of 10 hair flips. I'm gonna leave. Let's pump the brakes, Tamara. Leave some room to grow. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Like I said, I am going to be doing a midsummer discussion video full of spoilers on my personal channel. I just want to talk about it in depth, and so that will be over there if you have seen it, or if you have no interest in seeing it, but you want to hear about all the very specific scary bits. We'll get into those bits. I will see you all next week. Bye! Do you want to say bye, bud? Bye.